Welcome back to another Ninja Turtle Pick 2 draft guide. Today we are doing archetype number 2, blue-red artifacts, also known as Teenage Mutant Stockman draft pairs. But before we get too far into the video, please, if you like the video, please leave a like down below. Subscribe for a new video almost every single day. Leave a comment down below what you played at pre-release and how your weekend was in general. And please hype the video to put me on YouTube's secret leaderboard so I can understand what it is this system that has been revealed to me can do for us. Let's get into it! You're sitting at a table with your friends, you're cracking open your packs, and you see one of these two beautiful blue-red bombs, either ravenous robots, an incredible 2-mana 2/1 that is just going to be pumping out artifacts and just creature bodies for the entire rest of the game, or Krang, we've got Kappa Cannoneer at home, which I really shouldn't be saying because it's going to be really solid for standard if there's any sort of artifact affinity deck, and is just going to absolutely hose people in this limited format. Well, if you want these cards to work, what are you going to look for? First and foremost, you're going to look for signposts. Obviously, that is the first place that you start in any limited format. Every single archetype in this set comes with a pair of uncommon multicolored signposts. For blue-red, it's Baxter Stockman and Baxter Stockman, but as a sorcery. If you can build a deck that casts and enables both of these cards as often as physically possible, you're gonna have a good time. And the way that you do that is you get some blue-red tent poles. Every archetype has a pair of hybrid commons. Now, these are less like you would expect hybrid cards to be in a more generalized, limited environment. These aren't exactly cards that are flexibly going to go into 3 different archetypes, either the blue-red one, the blue-green one, or the red-white one. No, these are just really solid red-white, essentially multicolored cards that are easier to cast than an equivalent monocolored card in this identity. Once you've snapped up your staples and you're looking at the rest of the pack, the cards that you want to pick out are going to be, obviously, anything that has artifact in the type line. But there are a couple of premium things in this set that are going to be really, really good to pick up as a group. For starters, there are multiple artifacts in this set that have some sort of bounce effect. They can bounce opposing artifacts or creatures. They can even bounce your own stuff if you just really need to, or want to reuse them. Metalhead and Bespoke Bow are absolutely incredible tempo swings that either are a huge 4/4 that gets bigger and bigger every turn, or just leaves a rectangle on the board for you to trigger off of or pick back up later. Blue-red is, of course, all about artifacts and artifact tokens. If you're getting a copy of General Trarg into your deck, you can see what the purpose of many of these artifacts is. You're going to be sacrificing a bow to this to turn your removal into additional removal, or you're playing with copies of Mouser Foundry, which you're using to turn into additional 1/1 robot tokens, which can also be sacrificed to General Trarg. There are so many different things that you can be doing here. Now, spamming Dominic Meyer's beautiful Mouser tokens is not something that you do purely for its own sake and for having an army of giant 1/1s on the board. Donatello is going to become an extremely enormous flyer very quickly as you're playing multiple cards that are putting multiple artifact rectangles onto the board at once. Make sure that you're spending a little bit of your energy to fight the red-white player at your table for copies of Mechanized Ninja Cavalry. This is just a really solid card that you don't want to give up. It is, in fact, one of the hybrid cards in this set that is actually behaving like a hybrid card should, in that just playing this as a mono-red card is really playable. Besides going wide, this deck can also, if you manage to get just the right selection of cards, be played as a really fast, straight down the line, head to table burn deck. Casey Jones can rip cards off the top of your deck if you have sufficient artifacts in there, and it is going to be hard to make sure that you are always hitting something with Casey Jones. But if you're managing to Casey Jones into a spicy oatmeal pizza, you're going to be killing people really fast. Even if sometimes the people is you. Among the other cards that you're going to be fighting other players at the table for are the mutagen generators. These instants are importantly cards that generate artifacts as well. If you're not playing a deck where you have, say, Casey Jones and you're just trying to have every card in your deck be an artifact while it's in your library, these excellent pieces of interaction are also going to really help you by putting an artifact onto the battlefield, enabling all of your stuff that says if you've had an artifact into the battlefield this turn, and also just mutagens are really, really good for making your small flying creatures get ever larger and more threatening. So if you are drafting this archetype, these are the cards that you want to familiarize yourself. This is what they look like when they're tiny pieces of art in your MTG Arena client. Learn to recognize these really quickly, when to pick them up. Pick up as many of these as you can, and you're going to have a solid, functional deck. Play this format as pick 2, not pick 1. That's what it's designed for. Don't play in a pod with 8 people, dear God, please. And I'll see you tomorrow for Pizza Party.